on it. Just like Roman is. I hear him giggling back there. Sounding
We don't
cute.
know. What are we doing?
We don't know. Oh, live. 8 seconds. Wow.
Do you think they can hear me chewing my burrito?
What meat did you get?
I got chicken.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what you said the best Wonder Burrito is.
I mean, my
Is that
favorite.
right?
Yeah. Ashton swears by the spicy one, which isn't on the menu. You have to ask for it, but it's a pretty spicy Wonder Burrito.
So I asked for it spicy and with chicken.
Oh.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. I think I like it more.
Do you, in your shirt has the spicy in it?
Well, I asked for it spicy, and she said spicy when she handed it to me, but my spice meters are not great.
Yeah.
You've
got some nice voicemails, and I got an email from Ominous Spiritus.
Nice, and we got a audio from Will.
Oh yeah, I love Will. Gosh, he's so
Will's wonderful.
Yeah, he's really wonderful.
He's a Wonder Burrito all by himself.
Yeah, a chicken Wonder Burrito at that.
Jeff, can you see, is Roman's shirt on? Because I'm ready to take the mask off of this, but I don't want to do it.
You can take the mask off. I don't think his shirt is on, but I mean, that's why we're all here, right?
My shirt is on, or is that just hair?
Oh, man.
Wow, you shaved Wanted Dead into your hair.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Comics Place Presents, a perfectly acceptable podcast, now with video. We are three enthusiastic boys that run a comic book shop in the cradle of nerd civilization, Bellingham, Washington. Been doing it for a long time, and we like to have a podcast every week where we talk about the books that came out that we liked. It's a fun time. The added wrinkle this week is that Roman's internet is not holding up super well. So there is a strong possibility that at some point Roman will just go away, or if he just gets really hungry at some point and decides to go.
He'll roam off.
And I just said Roman's name as if I was doing the introductions. I'm not. Hi, I'm Jeff.
Hi, I'm Django.
Hi, I'm Roman.
Yeah, okay, there's that lag. Get it.
Point of order. So this is a comic book review show. We are going to spoil stuff because we're going to be talking about comics that came out this week. But before we tread any further at all, question to the room. Has everyone here seen the new Superman flick?
Yes.
Okay, Roman saw it. I mean, I saw it with Django.
I saw it with Justin Regis.
Okay, so if Roman's still here at the end, we will talk about the Superman movie as well, which is a very exciting thing. So stick around for that. Listeners and viewers, well, I guess just viewers, if you are watching this, feel free to use the chat, leave some comments. We'll be keeping an eye on it. We have some emails and voicemails from folks already. And yeah, near the end of the show, we'll kind of take a look through that chat and answer any questions that have cropped up like a couple of dusters. Before we move further, we like to start this video podcast with a little bit of input from our friend William Elmer, and we haven't figured out how to get the audio sharing yet because we're using a new app. So watch me hold my phone up to my mic.
Episode number 398, my friends. Also, episode number 2 of the live show, the live podcast. Assuming that's still working. You're almost at episode 500. Wonder what you guys are going to do. Live show? Oh, wait. In person? Is this in person? I don't know what's happening right now. I'm just going to keep talking. Hey, it's a pretty super fantastic month for comic book movies. Superman came out. Fantastic Four is just a couple of weeks away. And dare I say, is the comic book movies, are they back? Are we excited again? I never stop being excited. But, I think there's a lot to be excited for with the relaunch of DC and maybe this kind of soft relaunch of the MCU. Made me wonder, what are you guys excited for in this future potential slate of DC and Marvel movies, TV shows? There's a lot coming. Personally, Supergirl, Wonder of Tomorrow, Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday? I'm excited for these things. What are you guys excited for? Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks, Will. Good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah. We are in kind of like a new era of DC films. It puts us in an interesting spot. I wonder what's going to happen with this whole the Batman stuff. I think there's other people who maybe care a little bit more than I do and have some feelings about whether or not it's coming out, but I know it's had a lot of reshoots. It would just be kind of weird to have a step backwards forwards, by including that into the Gunverse, but it probably will, right?
Wait, what has had a lot of reshoots?
What did I just say?
The Batman 2?
The Batman. Sorry, not rewrites of the script.
Rewrites, yeah. I'm super bummed about that. I would love to see that movie.
Bat bummed. It'd be good, but I also am kind of into this whole palate cleansing thing. I am very excited to talk to you guys about Superman. I'm having a hard time holding that to the end. But
I'm excited for the next season of Peacemaker.
Oh,
that's coming out pretty soon, I think.
Nice. Roman, please.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for Peacemaker season 2. No, 3. Which season is it? 2. I'm excited for Fantastic Four, of course. Should I be excited about by Wonder Man? I don't know anything about Wonder Man.
Why not?
The new Marvel series.
Be excited. Be excited.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for it on Hulu or something. Disney.
Wow.
Yeah.
Roman said it. Fantastic Four is what I've been incredibly excited about for many, many years. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to see Galactus on a movie screen. I was so disappointed with how they did Galactus the last time they used him in a movie. So that's way up there for me. I'm excited for the next. This is Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I just watched, in terms of excitement, I just watched that Pee-wee Herman as himself documentary, and that was like my favorite thing I've watched in a long time.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah, that was. I'm halfway through it, and I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, it's great. Roman, you a Pee-wee guy?
I am, and that's on my watch list. I'm excited to watch. Maybe I'll watch that tonight after the podcast. The Christopher Reeve Super /Man documentary.
I'm out of tears. Not going to do it.
I know, that's why I haven't
it's
watched
going to make you cry.
Yeah, that's why I haven't watched it yet, even though it's been out for months. Because I'm like, am I up for it? I don't know.
Can I ask you guys a question related to the Superman film?
Sure,
but not directly about it.
Gohan.
We're
you know what I mean.
Like, man, you can't escape that John Williams Superman theme.
Why would you?
Good.
I agree. It's iconically Superman, but like, it's just like when you're rebirthing a universe, trying to start from scratch. It seems so weird that like so much Superman, even when they do that with like new films, that song gets some reference, and like, or Marlon Brando does from his portrayal of Jor-El, or like the Tortures of Solitude looks like it did in the movie. It's just weird to me. It seems like more than other things, we don't get like a Tim Burton homage in the Batman movies and stuff. It's just we're really, really stuck on those ones.
Well, it's because Gunn is a true fan and he knows what the best Superman was.
Right, but like
I was surprised even in the poster for it and the logo at the beginning of the movie. It's got the same like rainbow colors and streaks and everything from Superman 78. It's awesome.
I mean, Superman Returns did as well with like the theme, and I believe they use the same type of credits. Man of Steel may have had that theme in there, maybe not. I don't know. Just not a complaint, but I'm just surprised that seems like one thing in comics that is very sticky when we in comics are always trying to reboot and move forward. That's something we always pay homage to.
Maybe they tried 100 other songs and they couldn't get it better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. It's a great piece of music and it's iconically Superman, but it immediately takes you back. And yeah, I don't know. Okay. Well, everybody, it was Superman movie week this week, and we do have at least one Superman comic to discuss. Oh, we've got two. I'm curious, gentlemen. Did you read Action Comics 1088 this week? Pretty great cover and kind of a nice book to be coming out right around the time of a Superman movie, and has a direct Superman movie reference in it. Did you guys catch that?
Oh,
Yeah, Superman's in it.
And his
What
parents.
Jerk.
He's got a Mighty Crabjoys sticker on his locker.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
And there's also apparently there's like an advertisement for it in the next season of Peacemaker and Creature Commandos. In a fight, a character was wearing a Mighty Crabjoys shirt.
Nice. I like that. I like that they're building a universe.
Yeah. Well,
this was a good comic.
It was really good comic.
Really like this comic, and every time I think, I don't need Superman. Every time I think, I don't know if I want to read this Mark Waid comic, I'm shown that I was wrong.
I think it's just such a great take on Superman as a young man. And I haven't really read Superboy comics, like Silver Age Superboy comics and stuff. So this had me wondering, Roman, I needed to get into there to the Rome Zone and ask, like, when Superboy comics were coming out, was it Clark while he was young, or was it Superboy as we know him, like, clones or children or whatever of Clark?
I mean, usually it was, Clark when he was young and being Superboy. It depends on, which 0 Hour or Crisis or whatever, because some of those eliminated him ever being Superboy. But I'm really glad that it's back to him. He was Superboy and went forward in time and hung out with the Legion of Superheroes, and so did Supergirl later. And I'm glad they brought all that back.
As a kid, like, Superboy was around for me because I was born in '89. So, like, I think I assumed as a kid that those were comics about the character Superboy, in the way that, like, there's Kid Flash, just as a side note. But not being super experienced with that time frame, I really like this comic. I really like Mark Waid zooming in on this sort of as he is going out and starting to help people publicly. It's such a great time, and Mark Waid's obviously the guy to be writing it because he's got such deference for the history of Superman. And in 2 comics this week, we saw Superman put out a burning building fire by destroying a water tower and bringing it to the place and pouring it on a building.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many ways you can put out water or put out a fire, and one of them is with a big water tank.
Yeah, and he said that he hasn't gotten his cold breath super ironed out yet.
Yeah, super ironed out. I get it, Jeff.
I think the art works pretty well for this book, even though I don't find it to be particularly unique in any way. But it's just like very proficient. It's like a little bit like Bruno Redondo's art in Nightwing, but with kind of some of the style taken out a little bit. But that's sort of what Faces remind me of. And we all love the art in Nightwing.
Yeah, I could nitpick the art, but there's no reason to. It's doing its job. It's showing you everything. It's got some good cartooning when Superman sees the cute redhead and crunches his locker and then has to fix his locker. Like that was good body acting.
That's Lana Lang, Django.
Yeah, cute redhead. You saying she's not?
No, she definitely is. Okay, let's go back to the Rome Zone for just a second. Also, maybe Django, you know the answer to this. Again, spoilers for comic books this week, and we will be trying to not spoil the Superman movie when we're talking about it, but we will be talking about it. Roman, who is this Mr. Blake guy?
I think, there's not really any clues in here, but knowing Captain Waid, knowing Waid's predilection for the Silver Age, I'm guessing that it's Captain Comet, whose real name is Adam Blake. And for some reason, trying to being there in Smallville to get a hold of Superboy. I mean, I have nothing to base that on other than he looks like the way Captain Comet's face is drawn, and his last name is Blake.
Yeah,
and it's Waid, so he likes those kind of obscure characters.
Yeah,
so that's my money.
I like that. Thank you. I love taking a trip to the Rome Zone. What do you got, Gangy?
There is another Blake in the DC universe now.
Who?
The comedian.
Oh,
I think Mark Waid's pulling from the Watchmen for this, Roman.
No, that's not the comedian. He's too because a comedian would never wear a sweater vest.
I like that we see Perry White in here, and he's like the age that he would be in this time period. So that's always cool. I mean, to get to see a young Perry White. And yeah, just like the kind of climax of this issue with Clark confronting the person who's responsible for this fire. And ultimately, why that scene was in there was it was Clark learning the lesson of like, you never bully people, even when they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
So like he comes back and apologizes. And that's just a wonderful beat. And again, shows you why Superman is Superman.
I like that this artist is drawing Superboy with kind of a mop of hair.
I like the hair a lot.
Resembles what's his name, the new Superman actor. Because before, when he showed Superboy, he was just the same haircut as his square 50s grown-up self.
Right.
You guys, would you read?
What do you got? What do you got? What's on your mind?
What if we? Would you guys read a story about Ma and Pa Kent's parents?
About their
they have
parents?
To be pretty nice, right?
Wow.
If they raised these kids to raise Superman as good as he is, that's pretty impressive.
That's a great idea, because I can't think of there ever being a story about Superman's grandparents.
I mean,
come on, Wade, get on that.
You saying that just made me think it'd be great to have like a Ma and Pa Kent 6-issue series, like when they meet, right? Or like, wow,
Hornsby and Halo.
You could write something like, what if time travel or something like them meeting and coming together was somehow dictated in a way because like everyone knows Superman's responsible because of their moral influence. So like, what if that was all set up?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Django, you should write the story. That was a great. And then throughout that story, you'd see their parents.
I'm gonna let Captain Wade write it.
Okay, Captain Wade. Captain Wade, I like you a lot. I was in a very Superman space this week. I gave Action Comics 1088 a 9. What about you guys?
Oh my God, it's gonna be one of those weeks where I'm gonna score under everybody. 8.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you are, because I'm going to give it a 9 as well.
I mean,
God, just that panel when Superboy's like up in the clouds and his cape spread out like wings. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned like the portrayal of Clark in this, Roman, because I really like the hair. It's a very like kind of youthful look. It's very, and then even just down to like the trunks are very like kind of bunchy and there's a belt around them. So it's very much the costume, but very much the first incarnation and kind of him growing into it. So yeah, I really like all that. Django,
Jeffrey,
I'm excited to talk to you about this next book, although we floated around each other with the conversations for it already this week. But I'm always excited to have a moment where Django and Roman and I get to talk about Kevin Smith. This week, we got, as if from nowhere, a one-shot. Kevin Smith presents Archie Meets Jay and Silent Bob. Roman's providing a visual aid, but then Django got us one.
Got you.
It's like the next Clerks, except for, obviously, spoilers for Clerks 3 or whatever. Dante dies. So Randall's there running the Quick Stop and a movies, and maybe just a Quick Stop, and he hires somebody new, and it's Archie. Not sure why, not sure how these two universes collided. And when you get two disparate franchises like this mashed together, my expectations are generally pretty low.
Yeah.
So I went into this with low expectations. And Django's heard me say this multiple times so far, but this comic made me laugh out loud while reading it, I believe a total of 3 times. And I, for whatever reason, don't laugh out loud alone very often. It's very hard to get me to do it. So that's
how pretty demons get in.
Yeah, that's true. So this was written by Kevin Smith, and this has art by Fernando Ruiz, inks by Rich Kozlowski, and colors by Matt Herms.
I read this in a bar all alone, waiting to go to see the new Jurassic Park movie, which we don't need to talk about because I didn't like it very much.
Oh, no.
And it made me laugh out loud. it was, of course, a dick joke where Archie says that she kicked him in the Reggies. And just the idea of people calling them the Reggies in Archie's universe. But like Archie traditionally could never say that, right? Because it was too wholesome. They like those guys are built like Ken dolls in the normal Archie books. But yeah, it cracked me up that he said that. And I was just sitting in the corner of a bar, a brightly lit, weird bar, giggling. So
I mean, I hate to say it, but one of the things that made me laugh out loud was the perfectly paced and distributed Archie name confusion joke. Like no one can ever remember his name, but just the way that it crops up in the second half, because it goes through that arc of being funny, and then you keep repeating it and it becomes not funny, and then it becomes incredibly funny if you do it right. So I love that. Roman, did you read this? Are you you're not a huge Kevin Smith and not a huge Kevo.
Not a huge one, no, but yeah, I read it, of course. And I also laughed probably even more than 3 times.
My God.
It was just sit around giggling though.
Yeah. And JD shouts out that Kevin Smith's gonna be writing the upcoming Daredevil Green Arrow book, which is awesome and makes so much sense because he's written both of them.
Yeah. I didn't know there was gonna be a Daredevil Green Arrow. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, JD. What the hell was I saying? Yeah, this was perfectly paced. I mean, Randall was really funny, which of course he should be, written by his creator. And Archie was great. There was so much funny little things, the things you guys mentioned. And at one point, when they end up outside, way before the Josie and the Pussycats concert, Pussycats, when Moose walks in and said, "Hey, Art, some friends from Jersey are here to see you." Reggie freaks out and he's all like, "Friends from Jersey? You mean the Mafia?" That really that cracked me up, I guess, just because Reggie's afraid of the Mafia for some reason.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice this when I read it before, but there's a naked lady in there.
No.
In the background there. Yeah, like during the scene where Jay turns into the Doors.
Wow. Oh, that was a weird scene.
It was a really weird scene.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's a naked lady.
But like Sergio Aragone's style naked lady.
Yeah. Yep, totally obfuscated. Yeah, I agree. I think Randall was written exceptionally well. And what's amazing is how clearly you could hear the voices of these characters while reading it. Now, been pretty open about being a huge Kevin Smith fan, especially like his movies. And yeah, I think that this one just his body of work can be a little spotty at times. And this to me was just like firing on all cylinders for no reason that I can understand. Like,
nice.
Who birthed this idea?
Yeah, I'm sure Kevin Smith did.
Yeah.
And there's like lots of fan service to both franchises, but it's not like overt. Like there's various people that show up in the crowd scenes that some of which I know are Archie characters, and maybe some are View Askew characters.
Yeah, Scott Mosier's in there.
Yeah, like and like there's this one scene with Jay and Silent Bob just in the parking lot, and there's this what looks like a kid with this red baseball cap. I know he's from one of those universes. I don't know who he is, but
I got to look into that while you guys talk.
It was fun. It was on page. Oh, there's no page numbers.
Nope.
Typical.
It's right before Reggie's Mafia Fear.
Okay.
Yeah, this was fun. I had to, at the beginning, I did have to go and Google Dante because I was like, wait, because it's been forever since I saw Clerks 3. So I couldn't remember if he died at the end of Clerks 1 or at the end of Clerks 3, and he almost died in Clerks 1. So
yeah, it was either Clerks 3 or Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I forget those two get mixed up for me.
Yeah. Well, it turns out there's a little Smith trivia in looking up that stuff. Originally he was going to kill Dante at the end of Clerks 1, but I guess some test audience or investors or whatever were like, "Wow, that's really dark. Don't kill him."
Django Roman
got to kill him later.
Who is that character? Is that like Pete Bagg? Is that like from Neat Stuff or something? I
feel like I don't know. Should know who that is.
I don't know who that is. Yeah, but I agree. I remember stopping there and wondering who that was.
Yeah, because he's drawn different than everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that crowd scene right before that, out in the parking lot, it's crazy to me. Every time I see like an Archie crowd scene, like I know everybody's occupation. And it's just wild, like how much our brains can fit about this imaginary world that we don't really engage in anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and so some of that is like exposure to Archie, world and
Right.
Kevin Smith world. But that's one of my favorite things, like hearing Frank Quitely talk about his original biggest influence was this Scottish comic that I forget the name of, but it's like the Dudleys or something like that. But anyway, the way he describes, what he fell in love with is that every person on every page has a life that they're living, and you can kind of see and get a feel for that life in every panel and every background stuff. And Frank,
Totally.
I think, does that super, super well. And to that point, I think, yeah, Archie comics do a really great job of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got a score picked out for it.
I want to hear it because I've got one too.
I've got a 9.
Ooh.
9.5.
9.5 from Jeff.
Yep,
Nice.
I've got a 9.
Nice. I wonder what
Nice.
Sean thought about that.
I think he said he really liked it.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
And you guys were talking about how believable the characters were, and I stand by my assertion that he's just writing comic book dialogue for his movies.
Yeah.
And that's why it's kind of weird and stilted when you hear people say it out loud.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think you're right. I think there's a real strong, they all seem to be gotten written from the same spot. And that Frank Quitely book is called The Bruins, as a side note. I found some in Scotland that I wanted to buy, but I didn't do it.
Oh, man. Nice.
Django, take me somewhere fancy.
Oh, somewhere fancy. I mean, it's dirty. And it's called Batman Dark Patterns.
Grimy.
And that's number 8, right?
Yeah.
Let me grab it here. This is, I don't know if you guys know this, but producing and talking on here is a lot of work. And also my pile of stuff's about to fall.
We're all, as a collective,
edit that out, right?
Myself and the audience, huge fans of watching you push your boundaries. So yeah, you're like that scene in All-Star Superman that Frank Quitely draws of him juggling perfectly all this mess while fixing everything. So this is issue 8 of this series. It is being written and put out in 3-issue arcs. So this is the middle issue of the 3rd arc. It's got some, it's Hayden Sherman on art. Dan Waters is writing it. It's been the series, which I'm so grateful for. I could see a world where a different artist would have done each arc in this or something. And for whatever deal that Hayden Sherman made with the devil to be able to output his work this quickly, pretty crazy, incredible. I recently learned that Dan Mora, which famously is putting out an insane number of comics. Right. I heard that he does like blue line layouts and then just does ink right on top of it. Which means he's like skipping the penciling portion, which could explain how he's able to move as quickly as he is. Yeah,
I like that.
But yeah, so this issue was fantastic. And as I kind of flipped through it before we were recording and tried to gather my thoughts about it and, think about how I felt about it, there was a part of me that wanted to say, like, I don't know if it was up on the same tier as some of the ones that blew my mind. But as I was just flipping through it, I was just like, it is such a pleasure to read this comic.
Yeah.
Like the art just makes it such a pleasure. Like just even characters that you don't know that look like Alfred Hitchcock that have like, panels drawn into them. Like it's just, he's masterful. And the fact that he's only been on my radar for like 2 years just continues to blow my mind. Our regular listeners know we've talked about probably every issue of this series, but I told a customer today it's the best Bat book on the stand. So
yeah, and just like the misdirection with the empty coffin, the time that you get to see as the bullets flying at him, and like it kind of sets you up to be like, come on, Batman can't hear a bullet before it hits him because the bullets travel faster than sound, and then he's like, oh yeah, by the time I hear it, I'm hit.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing this series has done, which we've mentioned, is just that it digs into the detective nature of Batman in such a great way, and like his problem solving and his level of processing. So yeah, Django, that was one of my favorite scenes as well. Like as he hears that shot, you know, you're seeing through the incredibly unique paneling his ability to discern where it was coming from.
Yeah.
And like what to be looking at. So yeah, you have this weird like setup, like how did he not get shot? And yeah, like you said, a huge description of problem solving is like, but of course I heard it, which means I got shot. Yeah. Yeah, really, really great book. I do like this arc for it is brutal. I guess all of the arcs have been brutal when you've got a guy who's got thumbtacks in all of his body, but the person found in the washing machine in this and just connecting it to the Red Hood gang and everything. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that we didn't get more circles in here, because that last issue, like you mentioned, we got a circle pattern, and then we started seeing a lot of circles. And actually, I don't usually go back through a book and look at it again, but I realized it at the end and went back through and didn't see circles. So I'm curious if there's something else that we're supposed to be catching in here that we're not.
Yeah, because the arc that we're in right now is called Pareidolia, which is brains seeing or connecting things, and when they're not actually there, finding things that might make a connection. But yeah, it was done in the first issue. So yeah, Django, going into this one, I was looking for it and I didn't see anything like that unless I just missed something. But I did really like the motif through the first several pages of the newspaper articles within 3 vertical panels below it. Was really nice.
And are these kids, do they have wooden masks on the last page?
Whoa.
Or some sort of masks on?
Whoa.
Because I like this.
Oh, maybe they do. Yeah.
I don't know. They either have masks on or they're
you're right,
just drawn really simply. I'm not sure which. But like
the page before it, they're coming in with their hoods off and they don't look to have masks on, but they are drawn in a kind of weirdly stilted way, and the shadow makes it look like it's a mask.
But like the last 3 episode story had all those people with the wooden masks on also.
Right.
Which is I don't know. We don't have to talk about this every time, but apparently we've talked about this every time.
Or at least close.
Yeah. 9.5 from me.
Oh, I'm gonna pull a Django and give it a 9.
Nice.
9.5 on the Richter.
Roman's at a 9 too.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a 9 too.
Nice.
All right. Nice.
Hey, before we get into our next book, I've got a little email here from a dear friend of ours named James Burke. He sent this in immediately after the last week's recording, and he said, "Hey, Jeffrey, I'm listening to y'all talk about COVID during the last podcast, and it left me wondering, has COVID shown up in any published non-biographical books? I love the live cast. Keep up with bringing the awesome." Which there's been, quarantine comics. There's been sort of things that seem to exist because of the time that people had from COVID, like that Ice Cream Man thing. But then there's also like anthologies, right, of like tales from the emergency room and stuff. Like I
can see a Jeff Lemire drawing of somebody wearing a mask, but I don't know that it was explicitly COVID.
Was that Gideon Falls?
No, that was way after Gideon Falls.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Gideon Falls had the guy who wore the mask,
right.
But it was like Minor Arcana or something kind of recent where it was clearly set. I've seen some things set in that time, but if I had to guess, I would think that probably creators don't really want to tie their story to that specific time unless it is kind of biographical.
What do you think, Roman?
Savage Dragon.
Nice. Definitely.
Our own Eric Larson, he's worked in over the last, last few years. He's worked in COVID storylines, particularly like Dragon being at the hospital and anti-maskers and characters having COVID and, being against vaccination and the ones having COVID and not being against vaccination. He's addressed it head on.
Interesting.
I just Googled Savage Dragon COVID mask and got a pretty gnarly birth scene. So I'm not going to put that up on the screen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think he even had a storyline where they were trying to figure out if they could use Dragon's blood maybe to treat or cure COVID because he's immune to it. Like I guess he's immune to a bunch of diseases, and it didn't work. But
nice.
Thanks for sending that email in, James. We appreciate you watching, listening, being a part of our lives and family. If you want to be like either James or Will this week, you could also send us a contribution to the podcast videocast live session. You can do that by sending an email or voicemail to the email address jeff@thecomicsplace.com.
I meant to set up that other one for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Only, you've got technically 2 weeks until it's due,
Okay. I forgot we have a due date now.
Big episode 400,
Uh-huh.
So that's big.
100
Django.
episodes. Jeepers Creepers.
It's Jeepers Creepers. I think it's,
Where'd you get those
a decade.
Jeepers
Django, you're just jumping through a lot of covers over here.
I forgot that you could see those. Gosh darn it. All right.
That was
a little tease for everybody.
Little tease for things coming down the line.
I said I could do it. I didn't say I could do it good.
I think you do it good. I think you do it good. Hey, another book that we've talked about every issue of almost, but it got a new #1 this week. This week, the week of Superman, the 2 weeks before week of Fantastic Four, saw some incredible Superman comics and a couple really great Fantastic Four comics, one of which is a #1, but written by Ryan North, who did the last, how many issues was that? Like 30?
32 maybe?
Wow.
Yeah.
So continuing his Fantastic Four run, this time with Humberto Ramos on art, which is a bit higher profile name than the artist that he was getting on the previous volume of Fantastic Four. Roman and I have been public about not loving Humberto Ramos's art in the past, but gosh, that was before I was working at the comic shop, and I thought I didn't find any of his art in this off-putting, to the point where like almost, he's employing a slightly different style that seems a bit less anime and manga influenced, has a little bit more detail to it than it did before. But I really thought the art was pretty great throughout this, and I forgot that it was Ramos until I was halfway through it.
Well, it's got proportions that are more like people proportions rather than little kid proportions, which I think was one of the hard things to get into before.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man stuff.
But like not even always. Yeah, with Spider-Man to some extent, and I guess with Revelations, which was a Paul Jenkins story of his that I really liked. But I remember seeing his stuff before Spider-Man and not getting that feeling. And I think at some point he leaned into cartoons. And this is, I've never really disliked his art to speak of. It was on the anime side for me, but like this drawing of the Thing and a dinosaur is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it is.
And not weird like that.
Yeah, so Ramos on this book, I'm looking forward to more of it. I like the current costumes they've got here. It's an interesting thing to do to put a new #1 out with the same writer after 32 issues. But, he essentially describes it in the letters page here of just like, yeah, we're trying to get, #1 allows more people to jump on. We got a movie coming out. So, yeah. But I was very excited to get to sell this issue to a father and son that came in today, that the son was very excited about this movie coming up. And
that kid was cool.
Yeah. And yeah, just like to get to give somebody this Ryan North Fantastic Four run, especially that has like a kid that is in, the kind of 9 to 12 demographic, is perfect, because Ryan North, was writing dinosaur comics and broke in that way. And all of these issues, while not being overtly like edutainment, are, educational and very thoughtful and sciencey. Yeah, it was very exciting. This continues that run.
So in this issue, the Fantastic Four gets split up into different times by Dr. Doom, and each of them has to find this rock that is supposed to be around forever. And so like in the Knights and Horses era, Reed has to find the rock, and in the Days of the Dinosaurs, Johnny's finding Thing's finding the rock. I really like that idea.
Me too, dude.
It's like, hey, if we get separated, I'll meet you at the Dark Horse booth at the comic convention, but it's a rock.
or like at the end of Back to the Future, when that guy shows up right as he's arrived back to his present time. Just when that happens as a kid, I was just like, that is brilliant, you know? But yeah, in this one, this stone I've been able to identify stays in the same place throughout all of Earth history. So the task is for everyone to find that place and engrave the date on that stone, and then they'll all be together, and the person who's the furthest ahead should be able to somehow gather everybody. And there's a wonderful twist in here thrown in.
Yeah. Bubba's asking if that kid was the one who heard the other FF movies were bad.
Yeah, that was Bubba. That was that kid. Yeah. It was just awesome to be talking to this dad and this precocious kid and I was just like, yeah, you know, I've been wanting a Galactus on screen since I was your age. You know, there's other movies. And he was like, yeah, I've heard the other Fantastic Four movies aren't very good. And I was like, you're right, dude.
Yeah.
Although, before I started working at the comics place, I remember talking to Roman and being very excited to be talking to Roman because he's and was a celebrity in my mind. And he was like, I think between Fantastic Four 1 and 2, there's enough pieces to make a very great Fantastic Four movie. And I agree with you, Roman.
Yeah. If they took all the good parts. I mean, I don't remember which Fantastic Four movie it was, but the one that has the bridge rescue scene.
Yeah, I think that's
that bridge rescue scene is great. That's
Mission
awesome.
Impossible 3.
Oh,
no, there's no Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah,
I really liked how they did Galactus in that second one, which was like Warren Ellis style as a bunch of little tiny robots. I thought that was pretty cool. Roman, has Mr. Fantastic done this thing where he turns himself into a kite very often? Because I thought that was pretty awesome.
That was one of the things I loved about this issue, that when they're showing Reed traveling from wherever he got plopped down in time to where he's figured out the Forever Stone is, all the ways they show him, because he makes himself into a kite and then he's in a ball like bouncing down a hill.
He's a sailboat.
When he gets hit by that rock and he realizes he's going to hit by it, so immediately beforehand he just loosens his whole body and get this picture of him just sort of morphing around. That was a great shot.
Yeah, I love it when they do that, because Plastic Man's always done that kind of stuff, but Mr. Fantastic doesn't do it very often. It's like, well, why not?
Because he's so analytical. Powers. Yeah. He's like, Plastic Man is a nut job who can, like, you know, I think Reed has to think about these things and decide to do these things. And I think Plastic Man's just horsing around, right?
Yeah, Plas just does it instinctually.
And like, you know, not that this hasn't happened, but like, you need a very intelligent writer, I think, to be able to write Reed Richards well in terms of how he thinks and talks and applies his powers. And Ryan North is clearly very intelligent. And so getting to watch him play in that arena is just a perfectly married thing. And then again, this guy's run up until this point has just been this wonderful balance of really interesting science fiction with the core heart of what makes the Fantastic Four excellent.
I just want Ryan North to teach me. I want to go back to grade school and have Ryan North teach me everything there is to know.
Yeah, even this issue, the I guess, you know, I just never thought about it. I mean, he's having everybody that's in the past. I didn't think about the way that we would have recorded years before the current era, and that was just a little thing in here I learned. It's
How did they do it?
Well, it's just mentioned, like when Johnny or Reed or Ben put their mark on the stone. Their computer that's in their costumes like tells them like what year it is, and it's because it's Johnny's in the primordial Earth before even plant life is on the surface of the planet. It's like, I don't even know how to read the number. It's like 16-digit number that's like counting down or counting up.
Dude, yeah, I loved like the suit being able to guide them to that stone. That made a lot of sense to me. I'm not sure, were you guys in the same boat that you approached this issue and immediately were very invested in figuring out if Johnny still had his mustache or not?
Yeah.
Because I was like, they're renumbering it. They want to tie it to the movie. He's not got a mustache in the movie. I thought they were going to get rid of it. And I loved that he's got his mustache through all of this.
Yeah. It is pretty funny. I mean, I love that the fact we went into it right away, and not only with the mustache, but I was like, how's Johnny going to survive on primordial Earth? He's going to die.
Yeah.
And then hit Norse science writing, he actually had Johnny I mean, he couldn't have done it without the computer, but figure out a way to survive.
Yeah. That was so intelligent, and something that Roman, obviously, you thought of, but I didn't think about it. But yeah, there's not plants on the Earth, so there's not enough oxygen yet, and the Human Torch requires oxygen for the flame to exist. So all of that, fantastic. Yeah, Fantastic Four. I'm excited to hear what you guys gave this one.
Well,
Roman, please, what do you got? Sorry, you were going to say.
I was just going to mention that, and I was surprised that Ryan North. I don't particularly like his artwork, but in this one, he did change it enough that, and there's a couple goofy scenes I thought, like when somebody's falling from the sky. I was like, it's Johnny. I was like, why is Johnny's body so elongated? But yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't like the cover A,
right?
But the interiors I like.
Yeah, cover A is the most kind of traditional Ramos.
It's
of
like,
the
what
whole
the hell's
issue.
going on with Sue's hair there? She got like a force bubble underneath her hair. What?
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
We're never gonna be on the same page with Humberto Ramos, you guys.
Yeah,
we just have to live with it.
I really don't mind this
13.
art at all. But his Amazing Spider-Man stuff is particularly what I dislike. Is page 13 where the guy's falling room? Is that what you're saying?
I was making a joke.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the falling page is pretty weird.
Okay.
I would give this a 9. I liked it quite a bit. I've liked every single issue of this. I got no meaningful complaints.
I'd give it a 9.5.
Yep, that's where I'm at too. Yeah. And if
Nice.
it were Frank Whiteley, it'd be a 10.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Sure. Who else would give it a 10 for you?
Hayden Sherman, Frank Whiteley,
Jack Kirby.
He's good too. Steve McNiven. All the artists that I
would
love.
give you McNiven. I don't think I would like to see Hayden Sherman drawing this comic.
He's
like
it'd be super dirty
weird.
and angsty. Yeah, it would be weird, but I would be very interested to see what he would do with panel structure.
I would have loved to see like George Perez.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of the good ones. Daniel Warren Johnson would have done a good one.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, he'd be good on this book for sure. John Williams would do a good one. Yes. Where do you want to take me next, Django or Roman? Do you want to buy me dinner? Will you buy me dinner?
I'll buy you dinner, of course.
All right. What are we gonna get? Where are we gonna eat?
Did you guys read the Superman Treasury Edition?
No, I didn't, but I need to hear about it. Much like Black Mask books and stuff, I forget to take home weirdly sized books.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, Bubba says, whoa, is this where I start reading FF for the first time? I think this is an absolutely fantastic. God, I got to stop doing this. An excellent spot to do it. It's whole run spot leading up to this has been phenomenal. But I think that this issue could as easily be your first issue. Like, it didn't recall anything that needed to be held. I think it's a phenomenal place to start reading the Fantastic Four or Jonathan.
Yeah. God, you get to see the Thing fighting dinosaurs. That was a cool mug.
It's a watermelon.
Oh, wow, Django, you should have that.
I should.
It's got seeds in it.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Roman, I think you should. Yeah, I think you should spoil this for us.
I want, spoil the piss out of it.
I give that mug a 10, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, this Superman Treasury 2025 Hero for All, #1, Summer of Superman.
Yeah,
I love the Treasury Edition format. When I was a kid, 70s, 80s, that's so many Treasury Editions came out from Marvel and DC. Though I gotta admit, this was an odd choice. It was fun. The art's cool, but it's odd in that it's written by Dan Jurgens and Nestor Redondo's artist. And it's just odd to me that Jurgens,
or his brother Bruno,
or Bruno, who's Nestor?
Yep. No idea.
Roman, I don't know.
We'll have to Google that later. I think that's another artist, or maybe it's an actor.
I don't Google anything you say. I've been trapped before.
Do it.
He's a Filipino comic artist. Well,
nice. He was an actual comic artist. Okay.
He did Swamp Thing art.
Dang, Roman.
Oh,
well done.
Jeez, just random names popping out of my head.
I rescind my ridicule.
Died in 1995.
ridicule.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're busy on the other books, but with guys like Dan Slott and Mark Waid, and kind of the more who you think of as Superman writers now. You don't really think of Jurgens, so I'm surprised they had him do this return to the Treasury Edition format.
Jurgens wrote some of the classic '90s Supermans, though, didn't he?
Yeah,
he wrote a ton of Superman,
and he also wrote Action Comics when Rebirth started. So he wrote Action Comics for like a year or two.
Okay, see, I still think of him,
and it was
just
pretty
a
good
'90s writer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is, and also it's funny that he brings back a '90s Superman minor villain who might be kind of obscure now. Maxima is the big bad in this issue instead of anybody you would expect. But the art's fun. Yeah, the art's fun. There's some Justice League stuff in it. And then it's obviously maybe a jumping on point thing, because in the middle of the book, it becomes a recap of Superman's adventures for like 5 or 6 pages, and it's explained story-wise because he's
those are like, big pages.
Yeah, he's in stasis. He's in stasis and
stasis. Django, you heard that right? You heard he was about to say stasis.
You can say it either way.
You can. You can.
Anyway, we're talking about this Treasury Edition
Roman
and talking about comics, not pronunciations. It's an all right story. It's all right.
How is the art?
The art is awesome.
Great. Okay.
The art is awesome. In the middle, it becomes, trying to find the credits page. In the middle, those recap pages are drawn by somebody else, and I can't find. Oh, wait, here we go. The resurrection sequence art. Oh, art by Dan Jurgens, Brett Breeding, and Adriano Lucas.
Okay. Okay. Jurgens got to do double duty there.
Yeah. But Bruno, not Nestor, did mostly our work.
Do you think that Bruno Redondo's art benefited from being blown up to that size?
I think so, yeah. I mean, there's some particular panels that are just great. I mean, this size is so great for good artists.
But you don't like the Black Label size, right?
What about the Black Label?
Do you not like that size? Or like distillery size?
I actually prefer the Treasury Edition size to those. And those are fine, but this is just so impressive. It's so like comic, all in capital letters.
Roman, do you think that? So you've read a lot of Treasuries, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they followed the
rules?
The rules, like the size of the panels, the size of the text, like does it match up with traditional Treasury editions? I don't think I've really read a lot of the older Treasury editions. When I looked through this, it looked like a blown up comic to me. And in my mind, the Treasury editions are maybe big comics rather than blown up comics, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does. Not all the pages, but it does, and a lot of the pages, and of course the double page and splash pages.
Okay.
And there's definitely some of the older Treasury editions that were just blown up comics. Like, I don't know, I think there's a Thor one I'm thinking of from the 70s that it was
the one Jeff's holding up,
some regular issues. Oh,
how's the text size on that, Jeff? Is it normal comic text size or is it big?
It's big.
And what about yours, Roman? Is it? Is the text the same size as it would be if it was in a comic, or is it blown up to match the panels?
If it is blown up, it's just very slightly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
This has been Django's production questions.
I know. I'm into it. Roman, what's your score? Because we have something very horny to get to.
Okay. Okay. My score. Well, I was kind of annoyed with how much of the recapping was going on in the middle, so I'm going to give it 7.5.
Still not a terrible score.
No, not at all.
Not a terrible score.
And that would be interesting for somebody new to Superman, maybe. Or for me, I was like, come on, I've read all these issues. Flip.
Did everybody get horny this week with Marvel Comics?
I did not.
Django did not. Okay, I'm the only one that got horny this week. Well,
there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing to read in those, right? It's just pictures.
Not
it's
so.
a story. It's a story.
Oh, it's an actual story. Oh.
Yeah, it is. I should have counted the pages. It's probably like a 32-page comic, and I would say that probably 12 of the pages, maybe 14 pages, are just full page, glory page, splash pages with people in swimsuits. But every, those are interspersed throughout it, and there is a narrative that's linking all of them. It's the superheroes seeing that like Roxanne or somebody is doing some like AI thing of them, and she's like, I got 17 fingers, and he's like, oh, those are airbrush abs and all this stuff, and they're like, dang it, they're doing bad stuff, we just got to make our own. So they like, it's like people kind of going to just different people to be like, hey, are we gonna be able to get you in a thong, Spider-Man?
Nice.
And kind of throughout it, you're getting all these gorgeous images by a variety of artists. I was very excited to see everyone's favorite art page in here, but because I'm the only one that read it, I won't. Django?
Is there a page where somebody goes in and out of a dressing room and tries a bunch of different things on?
No, that'd be
waste.
Cool, though.
A waste of a comic,
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I
You
would,
tell
I would
me it's
expect
a waste,
2 of those.
Roman, with this page. Adam Hughes, She-Hulk on floaty rafts that have been taped together.
That looks a whole lot
Oh, it did
like...
tape them together, yeah.
I like the tape together. That looks a whole lot like the... Is it Dan Barrett? Somebody did that pose in one of the original ones.
And I feel like the taped together thing is something I noticed somewhere else as well. But that would have probably been my favorite of the images in the shot. It was written by Tony Fleeks and Tim Seeley. So like pretty good writers for sort of like satirical takes on books.
That's the Local Man team.
Would be right here. Spider-Man deciding if he's going to wear his black costume swimsuit or his Spider-Man costume swimsuit. And like they put it all out and nobody gives a shit. And they're like, what? Nobody cared. Then they're like, yeah, dude, no one cares about swimsuit issues. The internet exists.
Nobody,
sort of the end of it.
Nobody was looking at the AI ones either.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then the art throughout the issue is Nick Bradshaw, who I'm a big fan of. He did that long Wolverine and the X-Men run. He's done a lot of other stuff since then. He's a very much an Art Adams acolyte. But yeah, I dug it. For as much as you dig one of these things, right? Like it's a gorgeous cover. It's got some gorgeous art in it. And it's a kind of meta satirical thing, but it's not breaking new ground or anything. So I would give the Marvel Swimsuit Special 7.5, 8. I'll go 8. It was better than I thought it would be.
What if nobody knew what your score was? What if there was no shame in the porniness?
9.5.
9.5. Okay, on the Rick.
No. That Adam Hughes She-Hulk page is 9.5. And Roman, you got to look at the character designs for Thor because they have some of the Marvel Rivals video game. Look at this guy with his hair, his sunglasses.
He looks
cool. He's cool.
He's got like
beach
rock style Polynesian tattoos for some reason.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. That's it for me. Roman, Django, take me somewhere good. Last time Roman took us to a treasury land.
That's right. All right, fine. I'll take us somewhere. Beneath the trees.
Oh, I forgot this came out this week.
Where nobody sees.
Rite of Spring.
Rite of Spring, #1. I'm saying this really slow because I'm trying to find the picture. I'm trying to add it. It's fine, guys. I know what I'm doing, and I did really, really like this comic.
Nice.
So Patrick Horvath, Otsmane Lahu, and we start with one of my favorite parts of the original series, which was this duck getting cut into little bits, or this goose, I guess, and put into paint cans to be buried. And then we follow his sister, who is trying to figure out where her brother has gone. And it's really good. Like she kind of is being her own detective. The cops aren't taking her seriously because it's been years since her brother disappeared. And she finally meets our main character, who we know is the murderer. But just like really good character work, really good artwork. Yeah, really good comic and storytelling.
Roman, are you also reading this Richard Scary Bad Acid Trip?
Oh, of course. I love the first series.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, this was great. And it's so sad because this woman like just spends her year and year after year following up, going to different police precincts and trying to bug them. And have you found out anything about my disappeared? Does she know he's been murdered? No, she just knows
She
he's
just knows
disappeared.
he's gone. Yeah.
To the point, she gets a crappy job in a diner in a shitty apartment, and just so she can pursue this. So it's become her whole life, and it's just so sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but so well done. And he does the art too, doesn't he? Horvath?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, Horvath is doing the whole thing.
Okay, yeah. It's one of those comics you're like, how does one person do all of this on the comic and have it all be so equally good?
Yeah,
I mean, unique voice.
Yeah, not like any other comic on the stands. Grisly, but kind of just sort of matter of fact about the grisliness. And it's Richard Scary about the grisly. Like even when these characters are being cut into little tiny pieces, it's like a cutaway shot in a learning book.
This is how you dissect a body.
Yeah, like this is the brain. This is where the hobbits live. This is
the hobbits.
This is what your eye looks like with no face flesh.
Yeah, exactly.
I had one question, Django. How I couldn't tell throughout the issue. I couldn't decide, I guess. The sister, she's a duck, of course, and has long black hair and kind of a bangs, a bob or whatever. But I couldn't tell, is she bald on top, or is that just that the dye job's growing out?
Oh, that's a good question.
Are geese bald on top? Is that a thing?
No, but just like the way she's drawn, she's got like, I don't know if I'm holding
she's
this up.
She's white on
got like
her
white
crown.
on her hair. Even on the cover.
Yeah.
She's got white on the top of her head. So it must just be her markings, I guess.
Yeah. Or if it's just the black dye is growing out. That's just a nice little visual kind of character piece.
Yeah.
Oh, the hair growing out. That's smart, Roman.
Yeah, that she's so wrapped up in what she's doing, she hasn't bothered to even touch up the dye job.
Yeah, I can relate. Pretty soon, guys. Next time we're going to San Diego next week, Jeff, right? Like a week from Monday. I might put some Grecian formula in my beard just to look a lot younger and sexier while we're there.
That would be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You should like Grecian it.
Yeah. Probably not black, but like dark brown.
Okay.
Dark young brown.
Yeah.
Boys, did you get scores while my computer was freezing?
No, but I give it a 10 out of 10. It's got a gooey duck from me.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah. I would be remiss in giving it less than a 10.
All right. It's a good comic. It's a good goddamn comic.
I think the last thing worth talking about, which we do quickly before we get into Superman, is just that Gotham by Gaslight: A League for Justice came out this week. So this is the second half of the Andy Diggle written follow-up to Batman Gotham by Gaslight, which has art by Leander Fernandez. It's the whole first arc, same creative team. I really like the art in it. Just an interesting hiatus for a while. I feel like this started around the same time that Batman Long Halloween Last Halloween started. And that one's not markedly further ahead than this one would be. But I'm just curious your guys' thought on this. Basically, we kind of called it from the beginning of the previous volume of this, with the first time they were doing the sequel to Gotham by Gaslight, that it seemed like this is a popular Elseworlds world. They wanted to fill that time and world out, so they kind of started introducing the other characters of the DC Pantheon. And in this one, we sort of got the formation of the Justice League, or at least an early thing going on with them, wherein Superman has to put a fire out at a sheriff's office, and pulls a water tower out of the ground and pours it out.
Classic Superman. He does it in any time zone.
Yeah,
Maybe he just doesn't like water towers.
that's true.
It's like a cat pushing the water tower off the counter all the time.
Did you guys like this? I don't feel like I missed much in that interim, which is an impressive feat in my mind. Maybe because the world and art of this book is so unique that it's kind of it does stand alone. But yeah, I wasn't like super jacked to be back in this world, but I was impressed that it didn't seem like it missed a beat, and it was a very logical extension with what had been coming up beforehand.
I would like this a lot more if it wasn't tied to Gotham by Gaslight. And I probably said that
I
before.
agree.
I don't need that Batman to be in this team setting. I think it sucks.
I don't think that it sucks, but like it doesn't seem like it needs to be related to that at all, outside of the fact that that's just one of the most famous Elseworld stories.
It sucks for that Batman. The comic is great.
Yeah.
I really like the comic. But I don't know. It's like they've completely changed genres. And they kind of did it with the first sequel to Gotham by Gaslight that Eduardo Barreto drew. But this just takes it from grim Jack the Ripper murder solver into superhero nonsense. And I don't love that change.
In the what time frame is this, Roman?
Yeah.
20s?
I think I agree. Oh, before that, it's when was Jack the Ripper ripping things?
1800s.
Yeah, mid 1800s, 1870s. I don't quite remember. So I guess this is after that, and I agree. I think the only reason they did that is just for marketing. But yeah, I'd rather have a separate kind of Batman in the America of the 1890s or whatever it is, 1880s. Because it doesn't feel like Gotham by Gaslight. It doesn't feel like that Batman.
Okay, I got a question for you guys, and I might be a weirdo here. What do you think of Harley Quinn being in things like this?
I don't need it.
I think it's weird.
Yeah, and I think that like her hero villain status is ambiguous and has been, since her creation, and I'm okay with it. She is mostly a good person now, but like it just, I don't know, it doesn't make a ton of sense to me. This is like almost like Dark Knights of Steel or some other type of Elseworlds where they're just kind of tapping the whole universe to be in there. And maybe it's weird of me to wish that we only got the original Justice League when they do a Justice League thing like that. Yeah. I don't know. It's probably me, but every time we get like Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn, I kind of roll my eyes when it's a Elseworlds or a flashback or something. Yeah. Sorry, Roman, please.
Oh no, I was just going to say I agree. I actually forgot she was in this until you mentioned that. Because it makes more sense for Killer Croc, Hugo Strange would make sense, but not Harley.
Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex would be awesome.
Yep.
I gave it an 8, but I'm going to take a half a point off. I'm going to give it a 7.5, guys.
Django,
I'm mad about Harley.
I literally wrote 7.5/8.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 7.5 as well, but I do think the art is really gorgeous, and I really like Andrew Fernandez's art, and it's unique.
It's my fault that I gave it a 7.5. Like I'm being a nitpicky little butthead. So,
well, Roman? I'm gonna give it a 10. No, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Oh wow! Okay,
you got to be careful, Roman, because I've got that gooey duck picture, and once that goes on the screen,
you can't ungooey. Yeah.
We want to move on to Superman, right? Before we do, can we talk about a book that I've heard you talk about a whole lot this week?
Sure.
Just
I don't know what it is.
Really briefly.
Yeah.
Oh, Flex Mentallo just had a re-release of the trade paperback.
It did, the hardcover. It's like the 30th anniversary or something.
Is there extra content in it?
I haven't opened a copy yet.
Okay.
Because I have 2 sets of the issues, the paperback and a hardcover of it.
Nice.
And I am probably going to buy the new printing of it as well. I think it's my favorite comic book. I think it's my single favorite comic book. Yeah, it's available now again, which is awesome. It is sort of, if it is anything, it's like 50% an autobiography of Grant Morrison. It's the first time that Morrison and Quitely worked together.
Nice.
It's 4 issues long. Each issue, I've been told, is supposed to sort of embody an era of the comic. So there's like Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, and then current, which was
Dark Knight Returns age.
Yeah, exactly. And it's incredibly drawn. And it's pretty opaque, which is one of the reasons I would be able to say that it's probably my favorite comic, because I've gotten something else out of it every time I've read it. But it's very meta, snake eating its own fart, smelling its own fart. And yeah, I love it. Have you guys read this comic?
I did, and I remember liking it, but not understanding it.
Yeah.
And probably pooping on it for your benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I should probably read it again, because I think I have a better tolerance and slight, like 10% more trust for Grant Morrison at this point in my life. And the art is spectacular. That would be the reason that I would reread it, because the story, I think, is probably for somebody who likes the homework version of Grant Morrison more than I do, which is not to talk down to anybody, but I'm reading comics to get away from the world, not to go find a novel to read.
Exactly.
Something or other.
Which is definitely where we diverge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a meditation on where do ideas and creativity come from, and as we grow up, what is our relationship to that? Yeah. Roman, have you read it in the last decade?
I don't think I have. I actually just hearing you talk about it, I want to reread it, because I remember loving it. I don't remember many details at all.
Yeah.
Part of my favorite bits about it is just the kind of the meta legal battles with the Atlas estate. Like the strong man on the beach Atlas. Oh, I'm not the Atlas guy. I'm the little guy who gets sand kicked in his face.
You're the dog pulling on the girl's bikini on the beach.
Arf, arf, arf.
Yeah, that is another very interesting part about it. It was actually as I was getting back into comics that they had gotten the rights to be able to print it again. So it was like a year or two into me reading comics as an adult that came in. So for Jeff, perfect 10 as much as you can get. I don't recommend it to people that often, because it is way out there. But it's my favorite thing, so that's all I'll say.
Mostly, I just wanted to associate this picture with that comic. That was a long setup for this gag.
Yeah,
so thank you for indulging me, Jeff.
I'm here for it. The Superman movie came out. I'm pumped that Roman saw it at this point, because I wasn't sure if you had time to see it yet, Roman. And I loved it. There are a couple things I could maybe choose to nitpick, but why? It was a great, refreshing take on the characters, all of them. I think the performances were great. Love the addition of Crypto, and they did some great things subtly to Clark in this. Like, they kind of just in a throwaway bit of dialogue describe how, like, he's wearing glasses that change people's perception of him visually, so he won't get confused. Or sorry, they won't get confused.
They won't get confused.
Yeah. And then also, I hadn't really seen this done so well and clearly, but when he's Clark, his hair is moppy and forward, and then when he's Superman, it's pushed back, and it actually gives a very different look to his hair. So I really dug that as well.
This is, and we're trying not to spoil things.
Yeah, not too egregiously.
Okay. Yeah, I guess somebody could stumble on this on Facebook, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I got to say, seeing Guy Gardner done right on the big screen is I don't know why I like Guy Gardner so much. It's probably Keith Giffen and J.M.
vaudeville.
DeMatteis' fault. It's vaudeville,
Mhm.
which, and like, you know, Kevin McGuire and Adam Hughes and the whole team that made that Justice League book back then. And I don't know that I could have even told you just how fond I am of Guy Gardner before that movie. And watching that movie, I was just like giddy to see that guy treated just poorly right, if that makes sense.
Well,
he's just a butthead.
For your
He's
own peace
awesome.
of mind, I've known about your deep love of Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I guess I was the only one who didn't know.
Yeah, we've known. Yeah, Nathan Fillion was perfect Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
And his costume was great. His green energy was perfect. And the fact it was always big, stupid hands like Carmen Infantino always drew.
But like, not
Little fingers
just
and stuff.
big, stupid hands like the Ryan Reynolds movie. Like, you know, the first couple times you see it, he's building this like jackhammer on an eye and stuff like that. Like, it's very interesting rather than just a bunch of hands. But yeah, later on, you get certainly a lot of hands with middle fingers on them. Roman, what did you think about it on the whole?
Oh, I loved it. Probably 4.5 stars. And I don't know why.
Out of 5, I think.
Yeah, out of 5.
I get that.
We do,
but like, what a weird
Roman.
switch to make after 10 years of 10s.
What is a gooey duck on a 5 scale? Just a little clammy.
It's a little baby gooey duck.
A salt whistler.
It's a teenage gooey duck.
That's a 9.0 out of 10.
Let's make sure it's a legal
readers.
gooey duck.
Yeah, I guess so. And I don't know why earlier. I know I saw it with Justin Cassat.
Oh, nice.
And Josh Kinney.
I bet Justin loved it.
He loved it. Yeah, he loved it. I don't know. And I just, for some reason earlier, sorry, Justin Regis. I went to high school with him. Haven't talked to him in over 20 years. I don't know why his name came out of my mouth. No, Justin Cassat. We used to work at the comics place. I loved it. I mean, there's a couple, like you said, there's a couple little things, Ma and Pa Kent were kind of blah. And it's to be expected. It's a gun film, lots of humor. I almost wish it pulled back on the humor a little bit. Like, I wish Crypto wasn't just a goofball. I want noble, like old-fashioned Crypto. But I want to see it again. It's the first movie I've seen in a theater in like, I don't know, years that I want to see again in the theaters, like in a couple days.
Yeah, I want to see it again as well. And Roman, that's close to essentially what my biggest criticism was, which is I think sometimes it goes for humor rather than like goodness or like decency. Like that was the one thing, like it was there, but it wasn't quite as present as I would like, which is just the like noble, supreme goodness of these people. But I think it's kind of hard to do that and have people take it seriously. And, Gunn does have a sense of humor, and there's like a slight edge to his stuff, which, I'm glad he directed this, and I think it was a great film. But yeah, that was like the one thing, which is like a little bit more kind of purity.
Yeah, a little bit more of that. I mean, one of I'm sure all of our favorite moments in the movie is when Clark and Lois are on their date, but it turns into an interview, and the way, I'm going to mess up his name, the new Superman actor, the way he says that people were going to die, and the way he says it, and the tone and the look on his face, as if, what kind of fool are you? Of course, people are going to die. I had to do something. Like, there's no argument there in his mind, and that's such a perfect Superman thing.
I didn't really think that he was not nice. What was the word you used?
Not just him, but like even Lois's sort of emotional ambivalence towards him through most of the movie isn't like, that didn't necessarily super make me love her, and I like where she got to. And yeah, there were a couple moments where the main thing that guided Superman's actions was that supreme sympathy, empathy, desire to care for all people. Like there was a little bit more,
Right.
but also he's younger in it. So like maybe it's identity development. And you haven't become that quite altruistic yet. Not that it needs to be, but like that's my favorite thing about Superman, and the way that like Mark Waid kind of writes him in here, you know, with going back and apologizing to the guy for threatening him or whatever, you know, like
yeah. I mean, he didn't say a mean thing. He wouldn't swear. It took a lot to provoke him, but he was still very human, and I liked that.
Yeah.
Like I like a Superman who is flawed, and this starts with him having his ass kicked, having already had his ass kicked, right? Like it's basically the first thing you see in the trailer is the first thing that you see in the movie, which I also appreciated that a lot of the trailer was out of the way early.
I totally agree, dude. In the first 15 minutes, knowing that a lot of the huge beats and characters that we're seeing were shown there, and that meant that the rest of the movie I was actually able to enjoy. Roman just had an urgent call come through, or he's got to charge his phone, which is supporting his internet right now.
Nice. Oh, yeah, there he is, plugging his stuff in. Yeah, I like Superman, not perfect. And we see him godlike in the last movies, and we see him, you know, super kind. I don't know. I have no real complaints for the movie. I thought it was really solid. A little corny, but gosh, I liked it a lot more than that other movie we just had.
Yeah, and my comment wasn't just about him; it was kind of the whole cast,
everything. Yeah.
Which is just that James Gunn kind of voice of it. But I thought, to your point, that it was paced incredibly well.
Yeah.
Like it went quickly, but it also started you at a point in the story that was a little bit less cliche than where you start at the beginning. A lot of these number one movies for superheroes, like he got his ass kicked and we just kind of go ahead as if we've been aboard the whole time. And I really liked that.
Yeah, I was listening to an interview, I think with Chip Zdarsky, talking about the difference between writing for Marvel and writing for DC. And one of them was a 2-page count difference. And he's like, so when I had to cut back on the pages, I had to figure out how to come into a scene later. And I went into that Superman movie, like having just listened to that interview. And a lot of times in Superman, they come into the scene pretty late.
Yeah,
like
I totally agree.
You get an establishing shot, but you don't necessarily get somebody hanging up their jacket when they come into the room. They're already in the room.
Yeah,
and
there was
I like that.
Couple moments where I was almost like, it could slow down a tiny bit. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was amazing. I would go essentially kind of where Roman went. I'm going to go 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah, you got an 8.5. Roman gave it a 9. I'm gonna go with Jeff.
I'd say a 9.5.
Whoa, you said 4.5.
4.5. That's a 4.75 out of 5.
I was thinking of Letterboxd, where you only go up to 5 stars. So 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. On our scale, 9.5.
Okay. All right.
We got to see Metamorpho, a convincing Metamorpho.
That was really cool.
And that was that was what, 4 members of the McGuire Giffen Justice League Europe?
True.
Yeah, definitely taking from that a lot. Good movie, James Gunn. Keep up the good work.
Really good movie. Yeah, can't wait to see what comes after it. I thought it was a wonderful palette cleanser, kind of new direction. Really good. New direction.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. You can always find us here at this exact same bat time on this exact same bat channel, the exact same bat day, and it will never, ever change. Thanks for hanging out with us. So I hope that if you haven't seen Superman yet, you're able to go and enjoy it. I think it's an important one, and then I'm excited in 2 weeks for us to be talking about Fantastic Four.
That's
exciting.
Let's see. Probably a little bit of housekeeping. We announced our comic book convention on October 25th.
25
in downtown Bellingham. It's going to be across downtown, so we're going to have multiple locations. If you want to volunteer, if you want to be a vendor, if you want to be a creator, get a hold of us. We're still working on applications for those things, but those are coming pretty soon. right probably after Jeff and I get back from San Diego Comic-Con, which probably means that we're going to take a week off.
I would think
maybe take
2 weeks
2 weeks off. Yeah, we'll play that by ear. But this might be the last episode for a week or two, just as you guys were getting used to seeing us live.
True.
But listen, don't worry. We're just building anticipation for episode 400, where we will have a very special announcement. A very special announcement about this here podcast.
Wow, I don't even know what
Guaranteed.
that is.
Yeah,
But
no
I
idea.
bet the way we'll start that announcement will be with a new email address.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. For now, just use Jeff at thecomicsplace.com. That's
Oh yeah, definitely.
that one works. That one
Yeah.
works for sure.
I'm there.
And tell your friends, like we try to do this on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays,
Sometimes Fridays.
Who knows? But when you're in here, I really like seeing your comments.
Yeah,
Sometimes we even
please.
get them on the screen, so we're reading them. We're reading them.
Yeah.
Sometimes showing other people what they look like.
Near the end, I went through the whole comment feed and looked at it and was Kyle Northrup is here. Love it.
I know, and I
Love
didn't even
Kyle.
know that he had said anything.
Yeah.
He said, Jeff not remembering what he just said is how I feel like my whole last month. And we're right
that was
there.
an incredible vacancy that it created in my mind. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Django, where can people find these stored?
These are stored on Facebook and on YouTube. I believe it's on the Comics Place YouTube. Last week it went on the Comic Shop Assistant YouTube. Who's to say?
Oh,
Really, who's to say? But you can also listen to the audio version of these by going to your favorite podcast feed and searching for Comics Place Presents. That'll show up. You'll see that pretty picture of me and Jeff and Roman saying it's about comics.
Yeah, it's about comics.
It's about comics.
Yeah.
Thanks for the pictures, Evan Berger.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks, Roman. Thanks, Django. Thanks, viewers and listeners. We adore you all. A comment showed up. Eric Crayenbrink. I love that guy. Crazy face on the brink. Love him. And we'll probably see you next week, but we'll let you know if that's going to change.
Yeah, we'll probably see you next week. And the thing that I forgot, Jeff.
What's
the
up,
thing
bud?
that I totally forgot was to play that beginning.
That's the thing. See you next time.
There it goes.
Come on, folks.
Yeah, we need an outro video. We need a video to do this. Oh, there's a button to do a video, but we have to make the video.
What?
I was wondering.